Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a collab with my mommy.
Hello, my name is Jen.
And we're going to be making some plants. She made this plant on her channel. It's super cool.
Snake plant.
And she's the crazy plant lady. So go check out her channel and give it a subscribe. Okay?
Please and thank you.
Yes. Her garden's really cool. And it's down a cliff.
A garden down the side of a steep hill, so it's not your average garden.
It's crazy.
It's awesome.
So, my tutorial and hers, they're both very beginner friendly. And in my video, it's going to have timestamps for those of you that already know how to crochet. But if you don't, I explain all of the steps. So, and the pattern will be in the description. Okay, bye. Alright, first we're going to take the color that we want for our hanging basket. And we're going to grab a 4.5mm hook. We're going to make a magic ring, which to do that, you take the tail, point it down, drape it over your fingers, wrap it around the two until it makes an X. You're going to stick your hook under and grab the working yarn and pull it under. And you should have a little loop. To lock that loop in, you grab the working yarn again, creating a chain and a loop. I'll link a tutorial down below if you need one. From here, into this circle that we've made, I'm going to tighten mine a little bit. You're going to make 8 single crochets. So to do that, you stick your hook in the hole, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. I'll do it again. Insert your hook, go behind the yarn, pull it through the hole, 2, and then pull through both loops. That's a single crochet, and I'll link a tutorial for that also. We're going to do 8. When you have all 8, you're going to pull the center tight by pulling on the tail. Into the first stitch we made, top 2 loops, insert your hook, make 1 single crochet, and then you're going to go back into that same hole for a second single crochet, and you're going to place a stitch marker in that first single crochet, otherwise you won't know where to stop. I don't have a stitch marker on me, so I'm just going to use this piece of whatever string I found. So if you don't have a stitch marker, just grab a piece of string and pull it through so you can see where to stop. Anyway, you're going to do 2 in each stitch. So there's the first 2. Next stitch. 1, 2. You're going to go all the way around, just like that. When you get back to the beginning, you'll see your next stitch has that little black thing in it, so you know that you're back to the beginning of the row. And you should have 16 stitches. Perfect. The next row, this is 16 stitches, and when we're done, we want to have 20 stitches for the next row. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 single crochets and then increase. So in that first stitch, single crochet, then we're going to place our stitch marker. That was our first single crochet. We're going to do 1 in the next, another in the next. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then in this next one we're going to increase, which means 2 in the same stitch. And we'll repeat that sequence 3 more times. 3 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and then 2 single crochets. I'm going to go ahead and do that 2 more times. And we should have increased, and we should be done with our row. Go ahead and pull out your stitch marker. The next row is just simply 1 single crochet all the way around. And after that row, you should see that your pot has started to curl under. So we're going to continue with just 1 single crochet in each stitch around for I don't know how many rows, but I'll put the number on the screen. I've gotten my 5 rows of single crochets. You should have a little guy like this, and I flipped it so that it's the good side's on the outside. So I'm back at the beginning. I'm going to do a slip knot, yarn over, pull through that, and pull through that. Okay, for the next row, you're going to do a chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch, and then double crochet all the way around. So a double crochet is where you yarn, sorry, I'm looking at the camera, yarn over, put the hook through the hole, grab a loop, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. when you get back to the beginning, you're going to connect it to the top of the double crochet. And there we have our little pot. Okay? Now before you cut the yarn, you're going to chain 40. 1, 39 and 40. And then I'm going to chain 2 extra, cut my yarn, and then when I pull on it, it's going to lock in place. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that just a little bit more. So we have one part of the basket. So it's 20 wide, so we're going to count 6 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to stick our hook in that. Pull our yarn through. Tie a knot. Stick your hook back through it. Pull up a loop. And chain 40 again. And we'll do that same thing one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Through that hole. Tie a knot. Should have 3 little tassels, and they should be pretty evenly spaced. Set that to the side. Alright, now it is time to make the brown dirt part with a magic circle again. And then we're going to chain, or not chain, we're going to put 8 in the hole. 6, 7, 8. Pull it tight. And then we're going to do an increase in each stitch all the way around. Use your stitch marker if you want. I'm not gonna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, and 16. We're gonna do one more row of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should curl up a little bit. And then after you do your last row of single crochet around, you should have 16. Slip stitch in the next stitch. Cut your yarn with enough to go all the way around the circle. And there's that part. The final step is to make our little plant part. You can obviously make these any length you want, but I'll tell you which mine are. So you're going to make a slip knot this time. So you're going to take it, twist it, grab the working yarn, make a loop. You're going to chain 2, and then in the first stitch, 4 double crochets. All right. This is the weird part, but you have your 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the top of this first one, remove your hook, stick it through the top, and then stick it back through your loop. Then you're going to take it and pull it through, and that's going to create a little bobble. Then we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in the 6th stitch, we're going to do the same thing. 4 double crochet. Remove your hook. Stick it through the first double crochet. And pull through. I'm going to do that 3 more times so that we have 5 of these little bobbles. Alright, now you should have 5. You're going to chain 13. 1, 13. And then you're going to make 5 more bobbles. So in the 12th one, 4 double crochet. Seven chains, and then keep going until you have 5 more of these. Alright, so we should have 5, a little bit more chain space, and then 5 more. And then after that, 5th one, chain 1 to lock it in place. Cut your yarn. In that opening, you're going to count to the middle, which should be 6. 6 chains should be the center. And you're going to tie off your yarn. Leave a long tail. Stick your hook through. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do 5 more bobbles or puff stitches. 2. Chain 1 when you're done. And you should have a little, each one should have 5, but it should be kind of a try thing. So the next one we're going to make is going to be 6 and 4. 6 on one side, 4 on the other side. So start at the same day with a slip knot, chain 2, in the first stitch, make your first bobble. And we're going to do the same thing, chain 7, and you're going to do this same thing. Instead of making 5, you're going to make 6. Alright, so I have 6. And we're going to do that same thing where we chain 13, 12, 13, In the 12th one, make a puff stitch through, and we're going to make 4 of these. I'm on my last puff here. 3, 4. Pull it through, chain 1, cut the yarn, and now we have a 4 and a 6. We're going to do the same thing one more time, but instead of 4 and 6, we're going to do 3, 13 single crochets, and 3 more. So now we're going to take the ends and tuck them into these little puffs. Also going to hide the ends of this and the center of this. Don't hide this because you need it to sew. Also, if you remember the 3 that we made, leave the center string because we will also be using that to sew. Okay, all of the ends are hidden except for the one on the green. So what you're going to do, you're going to lay out your 3, and then you're going to lay out this one and put the center across the center, put the center across the center. And then you're going to take that little piece and sew all 3 together. Keep that thread. Don't cut it yet. Okay. Now you have this, and we've got this, and you're going to need a little bit of stuffing. You're going to take your center and thread it. And we're going to sew through the tops of each of these. And you're going to sew into the somewhere in here. You don't want to sew on top of these. You want to sew inside a little bit. Go there, then I'm going to hit the next brown stitch. And then I'm going to reach in here. So I'm going through the posts of the double crochet and the bottom of these stitches. Okay, once again I lost some footage, but I sewed the rest of that around. Just do it as best you can. And then I just sewed our leaves directly in the center. And then all you have to do is take these 3 pieces here, pull them up, and I just tie a little knot. So it's nice and tight and secure. I cut off the top here. And there's our plant. Alright, that's it for the tutorial of the plant here. If you liked this one, go ahead and make sure you check out the snake plant on my mom's channel.
Peace.
Peace.